Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Solution Seekers. I'm Kelly. It's been one hell of a day. Woke up this morning, had to go to urgent care. I've been experiencing chest pain for like the last, to be honest, over a week. But I like to always think that some problems are just going to go away, and I'm just like most men, I'm a little pig-headed. Um, after talking to somebody, and she advised me that I better go either to an ER or urgent care or see my PCP, my primary care physician, and so I opted to go to urgent care, and everything is it's what it is. Just it's funny how getting hooked up, getting the CAT scan done. Um, X-rays of the lungs, everything is fine and normal, which is a blessing in itself. But everything is coming from the stomach, and I guess that there is some rare conditions to where some of the issues related to your stomach can cause you to have a heart attack. And when you get over 45 years old, and if you live the type of life that I've lived, and it's it's consistent. But that being said, it being suicidal awareness week or month, I think it's only celebrated or recognized for a month. But for many of us, it's a daily fight. It's a daily grind. It's a daily mechanisms of a process just to try to make it through. Some days are better than others. And don't get me wrong. Last night I was wallowing in my shit, and you know, but um, there's some deep part of my mind or my spirit that tells me to just hang tough, just for a few more hours, just for a few more hours. Don't do what you want to do. Don't do what feels good. Just do what you think is right. And there's a little, the voice telling me to do what I want to do is kind of really big, but there's a little voice. It's like an intuition that tells me just to, man, try to stay the course the best that you can. And so I made it. You know, um, I was just looking over some suicidal rates, and I guess the numbers weren't. There really was no absolute numbers to make a correlation to, but depending on what part of the country it is, there's a 13 to 15% all the way across the board over the country. Some places are higher than others, and for what reason, who knows? But I mean, social isolation, the pandemic, the inability to feed your families, inability to feed yourself. A lot of people are identified by their jobs, and when their jobs are no longer there, um, they lose themselves to it. There's a host of different reasons. The domestic violence is up. But what do we do about that? It's just one of the mechanisms. So many mechanisms are happening that are outside of our control. But how do we process it? How do we look at that and say, and not try to put yourself as blame for it? Because how can you possibly blame yourself for something that you didn't create? But you're left here to deal with the situation for whatever it may be, and however it is. That's the only thing that we have to do, and it's a daunting exercise. Trust me. I go through so much stuff on a weekly basis to where I'm just like, dude, I'm just fucking tired, man. Really, again and again, and it doesn't come in ones or twos. It typically comes in tens, and I just have to try to do it to the best of my ability. And then I start hearing all this crap. Oh, Kelly, we need you. We need you in our lives. We need you in our lives. Okay, yeah, that's nice and all. But for many of us, have you ever stopped and asked yourself at one fucking time, have you ever considered what it is that I really need? Because people will just wear the crap out of you, and wow, yeah, they'll just wear you down sometimes. But what? Feed me for a change, And I think in my own personal experiences of trying to take myself out, it was always being there for everybody else, but nobody never being there for me. Because most people don't even. If you're not dealing with this, it's kind of hard for you to relate and understand. And then you get this. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. What are you sorry for? You know, I, me myself, I would like to hear, okay, too bad you got this shit, you got to deal with it. What are you going to do about it now? And I think that's what it always comes back to is what's the solution? And now, granted, everybody's feelings, even my own or whoever's, everybody's feelings are valid. But there comes a point in time to where, you know, I have to be fed. What? Give me? Can you give me some solutions other than saying I'm sorry? Do you know how fucked up it really feels when you wake up and you don't even want to exist anymore? You know, how that impacts you, how that makes you feel. It makes you feel kind of warm on the onset. You know, such as Robin Williams, Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell, three of some. I'm not really a celebrity person, but these three people in my life have always presented something. I love comedy, um, and these are white guys. White guys kill themselves in certain ways. Black guys, Hispanics, or people of color typically kill themselves in different ways. Suicide by cops, getting involved in gang activity, mainly guns. It's not. It's. I don't think either. It's just different. We don't hang ourselves. We don't do the autoerotic asphyxiations. Um, there's a lot of drug overdoses, but mainly for people of color, I think it comes at the result of weapons and violence. Whereas um, on the opposite side, others choose to hang themselves, take pills. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's all the same. I'm constantly talking to lots of people, to a host of people that I've known for years, and they're saying, Kelly, I don't know I can't get sober, and I don't know what to do, and I just want to kill myself. And you know what? When I came in, when I took myself to a treatment center, I was just that same way, and I always told myself that if I ever decide that I want to go back to that insanity, that less than living lifestyle, that deal that I initially made with myself is still on the table because it hasn't gone nowhere. Because the way that I was living was it's no way to live. I was like a walking dead, and I don't want to go back to that. So I try to do all that I possibly can just to try to make it through the day. It's not always easy. There's only a few people that I can actually call, and thankfully they do pick up the phone when I do call in order to discuss it. They at least talk about it. And typically, what ends up happening is I end up talking to them behind some issues that they're going, damn, it's hot. Talking to them about some issues they were going through. Then and lo and behold, I happen to forget all about mine. I don't think it's an easy process. I think it's just different, but it's something that we all have to face. And I think I don't think if you don't face it, it's going to consume you. It's going to take over you. So, there's different suicide hotlines. If anybody's reading this who's suffering, and if you're having a bad day or a bad moment, like my phone number is on my webpage. My email is on there. Text me, call me, do whatever you have to do. There's a national suicide hotline. Call somebody. Go talk to somebody. Because I just want to tell you this. Your life means something. There will never be another you. You are so uniquely special, and you have a lot of greatness in you. Just get over the moment. Thank you.